One of the biggest areas that we find ourselves struggling with is our ability to actually know what is important to us and what is not important. Or, in other words, you can think about it as your needs versus your wants. There are times when this can be very gray and we're unable to actually figure out what we really need and what we want. And I find myself dealing with this. There are times when I'm thinking of buying this expensive gear and I'm like, I really need it. It's going to change my life significantly. When in reality, it doesn't do any of those things. It's just me trying to rationalize and come up with reasons as to why I should buy that thing. The goal of this video is to share with you some of the habits and things that poor people spend money on. You have to understand that the term poor people doesn't necessarily mean that people that are making less than minimum wage. I'm actually referring to people that are making a lot of money but are also unable to still reach their financial goals because of some of these things we'll talk about in this video. I'm sure you've seen those people that make a lot of money and still live paycheck to paycheck. In reality, they are poor. Just because you make $200,000, $500,000 doesn't mean you're now wealthy, because in reality, if you are unable to still reach your financial goals or you are unable to keep your money where it should go and it should work for you and hopefully make you financially free, then you're still going to remain poor. Without further ado, if you're new here, welcome. And if you're a return subscriber, thanks for watching this video. Please stick to the end and don't forget to drop a like on this video, as it lets me know that you found value in this one. And I hope that you stick around to watch more of my videos. Your habits are one of the things that can either hold you back or help you progress in life. If you think about some of the things that you do on a regular basis, these are generally things that are dictated by the habits that you believe in and you do day to day. Example, habit of eating out excessively is one. Another one is the habit of eating junk food. And this other one can be very sensitive for a lot of people, and that is the habit of gambling or playing the lottery. You have to understand, all of these things generally cost a lot of money. The average meal nowadays will cost you anywhere from $15 to about $30, depending on where you go, and that is being cheap. If you really go out to nice and fancy restaurants, you'll be spending close to $100, $150 and above. The truth is that that's a lot of money on just a meal. Now, if you're going on a date, well, maybe you might be spending a little bit more, but you have to understand, if you're not working on your finances, that date is going to leave you eventually. The habit of playing the lottery and gambling is something that a lot of people need some help with. That is the truth. And this can be very sensitive. So I understand if you may be dealing with something like that, please seek professional help and know that this is something that can keep you in financial ruins. Even when you make a lot of money, you may still find yourself without any of that money because you just gambled it away. In line with habits are addictions. Addictions are generally things that have now become harmful because we've done them so much that we're so used to it that we can't do without them. Examples are alcohol, drugs, and things that we are holding on to. For example, some people like to hoard things, and those are actually, that's a type of addiction. And sometimes this requires getting professional help, getting to understand why they have become so reliant on these drugs or alcohol or tobacco use. There's actually an article that I found recently where a lady was able to save over $50,000 just by quitting drug and alcohol use. So think about it. Is there something you're addicted to? And if you need help, please seek help right away. This next point can actually be something that started with good intentions, but without the right plans and habits in place, we end up costing ourselves a lot of money. So a good one is gym memberships. Remember, at the beginning of the year, majority of us want to look good and get that routine in, especially that fitness routine. And guess what? We end up signing for this expensive gym membership and we end up not using it. A lot of people will end up signing up for just these $10 memberships as well, or $15 like Planet Fitness and the likes. And guess what? They don't go. That $10 every month can really add up to something significant over time, especially if you invested well. In line with gym memberships are things like your subscriptions that you sign up for, and also those unused streaming services that you sign up for that we end up having so many of them and we only use one majority of the time. This is something that we need to really work on. The recommended approach to this is to go and look at your statements, your credit card statements, your debit card statements, pull them together and look into them on a monthly basis to find areas in which you can cut out these expenses that are recurring. A lot of us will end up signing up for things that we don't touch, but because we've forgotten about them, well, guess what? Those companies are getting richer, we are getting poorer, and we're losing on our hard-earned money. If you choose to commit to that gym membership, make sure you wake up and show up every day, or at least maybe 3 times a week or 4 times a week. If it's your streaming services for entertainment purposes, choose the one that you really like and stick to that, and know that that's the only one you use because you use it on a regular basis. And any other one, if you need it for 1 month or a 2-month period, then you can sign up and make sure you cancel it. Out of all the areas that make people poor, this one is the worst. looking the part or keeping up with the Joneses. You have to understand that if you cannot just believe in yourself and feel confident in who you are, then there's a different problem out there, and that is a self-image issue. The truth is, be honest with yourself. It's okay to fake it till you make it, but understand that your finances is something that cannot be faked. I mean, think about it. You can't fake that area. If you're poor, you would be poor unless you make changes, and those changes are personal. Those are things that you do to yourself to make sure that you improve your finances. So reading educational books, actually doing what they recommend, which is if it's to save, you save. If it's to cut expenses, you cut expenses. If it's watching this video and doing what I've just described and doing the right things, then of course you see improvement. But looking the part and keeping up with the Joneses isn't something that will make you successful. One of the things that a lot of people will do is cars. A lot of people spend excessively on cars that they can't afford, and they are literally sinking in debt, and you don't want to be part of that at all, especially on cars. Cars are depreciating assets, and these are things that you don't want to put your money in. The next one is clothes, shoes, belts, sunglasses. All of this stuff, they are cool, they may look nice, but if it's keeping you poor and it's holding you back, get rid of them. One important thing also is to remember that none of this can actually change your status. Think about people like Warren Buffett, think about Elon Musk, think about Mark Zuckerberg. All these guys, when they dress up, they are usually looking basic. Nothing fancy makes them look more expensive or look cheaper, if that makes sense. The point here is, why try to look more expensive when basic thing will make you look good and feel good, and also keep your finances in a good shape. I hope that you guys have found value in this one. Just wanted to share this with you. It's been fun making this video. This is something new that I'm trying. I hope you found value in it. If you have, please don't forget to drop a like. I'd love to see you in my next one, and stay tuned for my next video.